Hi, I'm Debbie, here doing another for 3 yoga class for you. In this class, you will stand for 3 poses, and then kneel for 3, sit for 3, lie for 3, and finally rest for 3 minutes in Shavasana. During the first part of the class, you will move in and out of a pose, and then you'll stay static in the pose for a few breaths. We'll move from section to section, but if you would like to do a little bit longer class, when we get to the part for Shavasana, the resting pose, you can rewind and do the video over again. I hope you enjoy the class. Namaste.
Come to stand at the top of your mat. Look down at your feet to see that they are a little bit closer than hip distance apart, or possibly even walking your big toes together and slightly separating your heels. Then stand up tall, press your feet firmly down on the mat, lengthen your spine, roll your shoulders back, feel the earth beneath your feet. Press your feet into the mat. Then inhale, raise your hands to the sky and lift up on your tippy toes and reach up high for all of the inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, come down into a seated position, bringing your arms out in front of you. Stay here for the exhale and inhale, rise up onto your tippy toes, reaching for the sky. Exhaling, come down into seated position, your heels firmly on the mat. Inhale, up to tippy toes, reaching. Exhaling, come down to chair pose. And now we'll stay here in chair pose, breathing, inhaling and exhaling through the nose, squeezing the legs toward the midline, squeezing the feet toward the midline, keeping your spine long, keeping your neck long. Inhaling, now reaching up, and then exhaling, bringing your hands to your heart. And now getting ready for the next standing pose, warrior pose. Take your right foot to the back of the mat. Check to see that the back foot is parallel with the back of the mat or slightly turned forward. Your front of your body is facing the long side of the mat. Bend your left knee and point your knee in the direction of your second and your third toe. Raise your hands up so that your arms are at shoulder level. Check your back arm as well. And then turn and focus your drishti on the nail of your middle finger. Stay here. Inhale, extend your front leg, lift your hands to the sky, and exhale, bring them back so that they're parallel to the floor. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, coming into your warrior. One more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. And hold. I'll show you from another angle. Don't allow your front knee to move forward of the front of your shin. Keep your back leg straight and breathe. Straighten your legs and take your back foot forward to the front of the mat. Now we'll do the left leg. Step your left leg to the back of the mat, keeping your back foot parallel to the short edge of the mat or slightly turned forward. Your right knee is bent, pointing toward the second and third toe, not allowing the knee to move beyond the shin. Your body is facing the long side of the mat. Lift your arms and focus your eyes on your nail of your middle finger. Inhale, lift the arms, extend the legs. Exhale, bend the front leg. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, the arms come to the sides, bending. Inhale up and exhale down. And we'll hold. Point your tailbone down toward the ground. Showing from another angle. Don't bend that front knee so much so that the knee moves forward of the shin. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bring your back foot forward. Stand at the top of your mat. Take a moment to line your feet so that they are parallel with each other. Firmly ground. Inhale, your hands to the sky. Exhale, bow forward to Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway come up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway come up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway come up. Take your hands to your waist, stay here, squeeze your legs toward the midline. If you need to bend your knees because you feel discomfort in your lower back, you can do that, but keep your spine long. Look down at the floor in front of you so your neck is long. And then exhale, forward, forward fold. Uttanasana. If your hands don't reach the floor, they can rest on the front of your legs. Let your head hang down. Let your head be heavy. Think of long spine, long neck. Inhaling and exhaling here. And then inhale your hands to your sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Stand up tall. Come down to the floor for your kneeling poses. Anytime you bear weight on your hands, you want to make sure that you've spread your fingers wide and that your wrist creases are parallel with the front edges of the mat. So before we come into our pose, we might find that being on our knees causes some discomfort. So if you have a yoga blanket or a thick towel, you could fold that up and put it underneath your knees. Or you could just double up the mat like I'm going to do here. Just providing a bit of extra cushioning on your knees. And then come into a tabletop position with your hands underneath your shoulders, with your knees underneath your hips. Firmly press down on the mat. Firm up your lower belly. Inhale, open your right arm to the right, turn and look at the right. Then exhale and pass your arm underneath you. Inhale, open. Exhale and twist. Inhale, open. Look to your right. Exhale and pass the arm underneath. One last time. Inhale, open. Exhale and twist. Bring your shoulder down to the ground. Bring your head down to the ground. You can support yourself with your left hand or open up your left arm to the sky. Keep your right arm long. You can try to reach that right arm a little bit more toward the left. Try to keep your sacrum, your lower back, level with the floor. You want to be twisting through your upper spine, not your lower spine. Then take your left hand to the ground and open the right arm to the side, and then come back into a tabletop position on the mat. Firmly press your hands into the mat, tone up your belly, and then inhale your left hand to the side, exhale, thread it through your body. Inhale, open, exhale, and thread. Inhale, open, and exhale, thread the arm. Bring the shoulder down to the ground, side of the head down to the ground. Support yourself with your right arm, pressing the hand into the ground, or open the arm up to the sky. You shouldn't feel any discomfort in your neck. Try to keep your lower back level with the floor. And breathe. Remember to breathe in and out of your nose. Then bring your right arm down and pull your left arm out and come back into a neutral table position. Remember, spread the fingers wide. And then bring your buttocks down toward your feet. To find the right measurement, the distance between your knees and your hands. Then tuck your toes and lift your hips high toward the sky. Extend your arms and your legs. And then inhale. Oops, I'm just going to unfold my mat. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up onto my tippy toes, and exhale, bring my heels down toward the mat. Inhale, lift the tippy toes. Exhale, bring them down. Keep the arms long. It's going to turn so you can see from another angle. So inhale, lift the heels. And exhale, bring the heels down toward the ground. Inhale, up. And stay. Keep lifting the heels. Keep the legs long. Keep the back long and lengthened. Breathe here, and then when you exhale, bring your heels down toward the mat. Most people can't bring their heels all the way down to the mat, so don't worry if your heels are hovering over the mat. Just reach the heels down toward the mat. Lengthen your spine. Reach your sits bones up toward the sky. Those are the little bones buried deep in your buttocks. And then come down to your knees. Walk back so that your toes are almost touching the back edge of your mat, because you want some space in front of you for your hands. We're going to do a modified variation of child's pose here, extended puppy pose. So you want your hips stacked over your knees and keep them there, and then walk your hands forward. Walk them as far forward as you can, but keep your hips stacked over your knees. And then try to sink your heart down toward the ground. And if you can, rest your forehead on the ground. Inhale and exhale here. And then we'll come up and we'll walk ourselves back, taking our buttocks down toward our heels, coming into a child's pose. If the tops of your feet bother you, you can roll up the mat, provide a little support under your ankles, or maybe even that towel or that blanket. That might make this pose a little bit more comfortable. Then you want to bring your belly down to either the tops of your thighs, or if your knees are widened, to the space between your thighs. Extend your arms. Keep a long spine. Take deep inhales, slow exhales. And then we'll come out of the pose and we'll get ready for our sit for 3 poses. Here we'll sit up tall. We're going to do 2 poses on the left leg before we do them on the right. So this is called cradling the baby. And so you'll take your right hand to your left foot and your left hand and you'll grab the knee. And you're just going to move your leg back and forth, trying to get the greatest range of motion in your left hip. Sit up tall. Keep your lower belly firm, drawing in your belly button toward your spine. Don't arch your back or don't hunch forward, but keep a nice long spine. And you may be able to just stay here with your foot and knee in your hands and rocking. Or maybe you'd like to go a little bit deeper and try to place the foot in the crook of the right elbow. And keep your left foot flexed, pulling the top of the foot toward the shin. And then see if you can bring your knee into your left elbow. And see how that feels. Don't round your back. Don't arch your back too much. Always think of a nice long spine. And then keep rocking back and forth. You can also extend your right leg out in front of you. But keep that core tight. Draw in those lower abs. And rocking and breathing. And then extend your right leg if you haven't already. And bring your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. You want to move the flesh away on your buttocks so that you can have a firm pressure of your sit bones on the mat. And then begin to walk your hands forward. Again, long spine. Don't round your torso forward. Maybe you sit up and you don't get down very far. Keep your right foot flexed. And then see if you can bring that belly down toward the floor. Breathe. Maybe your pose looks more like this. Or like this. And then walk your hands back, sit up tall, and then we'll do the same sequence with the right leg. So bend the right knee, bring the right knee into a right angle, hold on to the left foot, the foot with the left hand, the knee with the right hand, and just begin to rock back and forth. Sitting up tall, keeping the foot flexed, keeping the lower belly firm. And you can stay here, just holding on to the knee and the foot with the hand, or you can try to bring the foot into the crook of the left elbow. Maybe you decide to just hold on to it with your hands and stay here. Or maybe you can bring that knee into the crook of the right elbow. Whichever variation you choose. Sit up tall. Keep breathing. Keep a toned belly. You can extend that left leg, or you can keep it bent. And then bring the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Move any flesh that's squeezed underneath there. Sit up tall, turn toward the extended leg, and then walk your hands forward, keeping a long spine. The idea is not to bring your forehead to your knee, but to bring the belly down toward the floor or the thigh. Maybe you stay up here. Maybe you're able to walk yourself a little bit more forward. Maybe you're able to hang on to the foot. Always bring awareness to your back when you're stretching, making sure that you're doing what feels good on your body. Inhale, sit up, and then you're going to do a little bit of core work here with boat pose, Navasana. So hang on to the backs of your thighs, and we'll start here at an easier level, lifting your feet up off of the ground, keeping your spine nice and long, drawing your knees in toward your chest, but keeping your belly firm. Then you may be able to extend your legs a little bit more, still keeping them bent, and release the arms. Maybe that's too much for you, so you hold on to your legs and use your arms for a bit of support. Or maybe you can extend the legs completely. I'll show you from another angle. The most important thing here is to have a nice long spine lifting through the chest, choosing an easier variation if you find your spine rounding or if you're arching your back too much. And then come out of the pose, sit up tall for one breath, and then we'll go ahead and get ready for our lie for 3 poses. So roll yourself down onto the ground. And then walk your feet towards your buttocks, bringing them as close as comfortable. And then bring the soles of your feet together as you allow your knees to open out to the side for supine cobbler's pose. So here, if this pose gives any discomfort either to the groin or to your hips, you can always place some pillows, or if you have yoga blocks, but some small pillows underneath your knees, or maybe just the knee of the side that's causing discomfort. If not, you can do different things with your hands. You can rest them on your thighs to add a little more weight, or you can open them out to the sides in a cross, or you can bend your elbows and bringing your arms into an L shape, cactus pose. And here you're just going to rest for a few breaths. Let the gravity pull down the weight of the knees toward the ground. And just breathe. To come out of the pose, use your hands to help close your knees. And then you're going to extend your legs up to the sky. Here you're going to open your arms out to the sides with your palms facing down. And then you're going to lower your right leg to the ground. And then you're going to twist your left leg over to the right side, bringing the leg all the way over and the foot to the ground. This may mean that your left shoulder and arm lifted up off of the ground. Keep your left leg extended and on the ground as you work to twist your spine, bringing your left shoulder down toward the ground. Maybe the shoulder doesn't reach. Maybe the arm doesn't reach. Maybe it just hovers in the air. turn your head toward the left, but it should feel comfortable. It shouldn't feel like a deep twisting through the upper most part of your spine, your neck. Keep breathing, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Then lift your left leg up, bring both your feet to the sky, then take your left foot down to the mat and repeat with the right leg, taking the right leg over toward the left. The foot comes down to the ground, and then if your shoulder and arm lifted up, then we work on twisting that upper spine, trying to bring the shoulder, the arm, the hand back down to the ground. And it's okay if it's hovering in the over the ground. And breathe. And then bring your right leg up to the sky. Join your left leg up there. And then we will come into many yogis' favorite pose, happy baby pose. So take your feet as wide as the mat, then bend your knees like you're trying to bring your knees into your armpits, and then reach up with your arms over the top of your foot and hang on to the outsides, the pinky sides of your feet. If you can't reach your feet and have your head and upper back on the ground, you can also hang on to your ankles or hold on to the backs of your thighs. Don't bring your feet toward each other, but keep them wide as the mat. And then work on bringing the knees down closer toward the ground. And if you've ever observed a baby in their crib or on the floor, you'll see that they love to do this pose and rock back and forth. I'll show you from another angle. Keep breathing. We're almost coming to the last portion of our class today. Rest for 3. If you feel like you'd like a longer class and you'd like to repeat the first part of the class, then go ahead. Now would be a good time to come out of this pose and rewind back to the end of the first minute of this video. If not, extend your legs. You want them almost as wide as the edge of your mat. And you want to let the feet as well as the whole legs, the thighs, roll out to the sides, as if you're letting your feet just flop out to the sides. And then lying down, you want to lift your chest up as you walk your shoulder blades a little bit closer to each other, and let the weight of your body lay down, rest down on those shoulder blades. Your hands are turned up toward the sky, or maybe they just are comfortably turned facing your body. And you rest and you relax. And during this time of Shavasana, there's nothing that you need to be doing other than relaxing your body and breathing. And if you have thoughts that are moving forward in your day, if you've started to already do that checklist of everything that needs to get done, just tell yourself you don't need to do that now. A couple more minutes just for you. Enjoying this time of relaxation, of restoration. feeling the earth underneath your body supporting you. And then we begin to come out of Shavasana by wiggling our fingers and our toes, and then stretching our arms over our head, giving our body one last stretch. Maybe taking a few breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And then bringing your knees in toward your chest and rocking from side to side. And then rolling over onto your right side, pressing your hands into the ground, coming up into seated position, keeping your eyes closed until the very end. Sitting up tall, nice long spine. Giving thanks for the opportunity to practice yoga and doing something good for you. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart center and bowing forward. Namaste.